Hello, and welcome back to the Winning Wallet, where we know it is never too early and never too late to start taking better care of our finances. We're doing things a little bit differently today, quick and simple and short video, and I want to help those who have had questions about how to get started with cash budgeting, the envelope system, and the first thing I need to let you know is to keep it simple, but start. So let's go ahead and take a look. In this video, you guys, there's no way that I could cover every situation, every scenario that everybody has, but I did want to go ahead and give an overview, a snapshot at how I got started. To keep it simple, many people don't even know where to begin, so I'm breaking it down for you here. The first thing I suggest doing is taking a look at your income. You can choose to look at your monthly income, bi-weekly, weekly, depending on when you get paid, when your pay cycles happen, and what works best for you. I am paid bi-weekly, so I calculate and I know exactly what income to expect every other week. From there, I know I need to deduct the bills that are fixed, the items that I pay every single month that come out automatically from my checking account. People do this a little bit differently, and you can find a system that works for you, but what works for me right now is leaving this money in the bank. If I have a fixed expense that I know I'm paying every single month, I leave the money there. I don't take it out. For me, this is rent. You may have a mortgage, utility bill, car loan, any other type of loan, my cell phone bill, any debt you may have, my cable bill, expenses for your children, expenses for your pets, credit cards, loans, insurance. You may have less things that come out of your account every single month as a fixed expense, or you have more. These are examples here of what your fixed expenses may be from month to month. For me, the simplest system is to leave the money in the bank account that you need every single month to cover your fixed expenses. After you have done that, you're going to have a remainder. You may want to leave a little bit in there every single time you get paid, just to build a buffer for a feeling of security. But for the most part, take out the rest if you are interested in starting a cash envelope system, a zero-based budget. I consider my budgeting a zero-based, meaning that every dollar I make, every single paycheck has a job to do. More on that later, maybe in another video. However, if you are just starting, you're leaving this in the bank. The remainder you are taking out in cash to start your envelope system. The first thing to account for in your envelope system are going to be the funds that you need on a daily, weekly basis. This is how you're going to live, what you're going to use from day to day, week to week. Things like your groceries, gas for the car, what your children need, what pets need, what your house might need, things like cleaner, light bulbs, small items like that, and dining out. You may have more categories and things that you do every single week. Let's say that you go to a yoga class or a spin class and you pay in cash for each class. You would need to budget for that here because it's a daily need or a weekly need. And having the cash here means that it's right there for you. You don't have to worry about a debit card, nothing like that. You have already taken out the cash because you know that you have daily needs that you are keeping in envelopes for your really living expenses from day to day. Your next category would be for what we call sinking funds. Sinking funds is a way to set up envelopes in categories that you choose when you know that through the year certain expenses are going to come up, but that you don't need to have the money every day. You don't need to have the money every week. Therefore, you're setting up a sinking fund, building money over time every time you stuff your sinking funds, because you know these are going to come up through the year. You may have a medical expense. I have a monthly medical supply expense that I pay. Building an emergency fund, building money so that you know when you get your car the maintenance done, that you have the money already there. Regular veterinary expenses, maybe once a year you take your pet to the vet for a checkup. Personal care. This could be anything. Maybe in the future you're hoping to take a trip or a vacation. And right now we're in December, but let's say you know in July you are going to be taking a trip to wherever. Start planning now, start putting the money away in your sinking fund, and you are building your fund to be able to do that over time. Maybe you have a large ticket item that you know you want or needs to be replaced in the home. Maybe a new dishwasher, maybe you want a new TV. Clothing can go here, things for the children, things for the pets. This is, in my opinion, and how I use it, is a shorter term way to save money. I contribute to these envelopes every single week because I know throughout the year I'm going to need these things. It's not every day, it's not every week, it's a little further out, considered short term. Now let's talk about savings challenges. These are long-term or can be long-term, and you allocate the funds later as you decide to. The word challenge is just because they're games, they're fun, they're entertaining, they're motivating. The challenge is in the completion of one of the games to help you along the way, to help keep you energized. I'll show you an example here. This is a challenge that I will be doing for next year. This binder has scratch-offs for every month of 2023. This is a savings challenge. This is a game. This is a scratch-off. Whatever amount is underneath the circle is what will go in this envelope. This money doesn't have a home yet. It's saving. I can allocate and dictate what I want the money to go to in the future. Your savings challenges are just a way to keep you motivated and saving money. This is one example. Some possible goals for your savings challenges might be to pay off debt. Maybe you have future plans. Maybe you know in 2 years you're going to have a child going off to college. Maybe you want to send them off to college with a nice little chunk to get them started. Maybe your goal, or you have a goal, to get 1, 2, or 3 months ahead on your bills. If you know your income, your fixed expenses up here come to $2,000 a month, maybe you have a goal here to save over time $4,000 or $6,000 to get a security blanket there for yourself. Maybe you're hoping to buy a new car, but none of my friends can go out and shell out $30,000 or $40,000 right now for a new car, as far as I know anyway. Maybe they're holding out on me, but maybe you want a new car. Maybe you are looking to buy a house in the future and want to start saving for a down payment. So your savings challenges are motivational tools to use in order to save money. You don't need the games, guys. You don't need to buy the challenges. If you are really watching all of your money very carefully, you don't need them. They are just fun extras. So in this simple system, it is a way to take a look at the income that you make each month, bi-weekly or weekly. Your first step is to deduct the fixed bills. I leave this amount in the bank. Other people take this out, stuff envelopes, do the reconciliation and the accounting, then take the money right back to the bank to pay themselves back. I don't do that. I leave this in the bank. I do take out the remainder of the cash from my paycheck to handle my daily needs, my sinking funds, which are shorter term goals that I know are going to be upcoming, and then my savings challenges. Now, this money can move back and forth. Let's say that you have a savings challenge going where you have a couple of $1,000 and all of a sudden there's an emergency over here, but you just started your emergency fund, so the money isn't there yet in your sinking fund. Well, if it's over here, use it. If there's an emergency, use it. This money can kind of move back and forth as needed. With a daily cash envelope system, you guys, it is very flexible. It changes through the month. It can change from season to season. We're in the holidays right now, so there is probably a lot of moving around of funds for a lot of people to take care of what they need for the holiday season. Just a few things to keep in mind as you begin this journey is to start with your end goal or goals in mind. If you are predicting certain things in 2023 for yourself, go ahead and set some goals and work backward. Next, account for all your money and set your priorities. If you want to know what your priorities are in life, follow the money. That doesn't mean that what has been a priority in the past has to stay that way. Maybe you have new priorities. I know I do. I'm paying myself back for 7 years of overspending. Then keep it simple and start small. You don't have to do all of this all at once. You don't have to. I would encourage you to keep it simple to start and start small. Put your system on paper or online. Use an electronic tracker or use a paper tracker. All my budgeting is done on paper. It's okay if it gets messy, you guys. Oh my goodness, if you could see some of my budget accounting. It's okay if it gets messy. It's okay if you have to start over. There's a fear that we can feel when we take on new things. Keep it simple and start small. Start small. Even just one thing. Start writing out maybe some goals so that you can have motivation and encouragement for yourself. Money and fear can go hand in hand, but it doesn't have to stay that way. And the last couple of things here, regular checking in, adjusting your budget, checking again, and repeating that cycle is necessary, and it's okay. And last, this goes back to the fear. Setting up this budget will give you control. Cash stuffing will give you control. It will show you where your priorities have been and maybe help you adjust and readjust to where you want your new priorities to be for the next year. This doesn't have to be a complicated system. It's an important system, but the most important part is to just get started. I hope this video was helpful today, just to break down some very simple first steps that you could take to get started. Leave me a comment if you have questions. This video was really based on a comment that I had gotten, questions that I had received on how to get started. So I hope it's helpful. Leave me a comment down below. Let me know if I can help you in any way. And until next time, have the best start to the new week, and bye for now.